Warning: the game you're about to play may be disturbing to children and other players, Mario said. We recommend tucking your kids into bed early tonight, instead of writing an angry letter to us tomorrow. Now enjoy the game, Sonic said. It then still cuts to as many different Mario and Sonic characters. The Mario and Sonic characters were Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Toad, Toadette, Rosalina, Luma, Pauline, Chad. The Sonic characters were Sonic, Tails, Amy, Cream, Cheese, Knuckles, Shadow, Rouge, Silver Blaze, Vector, Espio, Charmy, and Omega. There were a few kids with them, but I didn't know their names yet, so I guess this takes place about 10 years in the future. Ready for your birthday trip, Turbo? Sonic said to the kid. Yes, Dad, one of the kids said to Sonic. Well, the bus is here, let's go, Amy said. Happy birthday, Turbo, Mario said. Thanks, Mario. Hi, Peach, Leonardo, and Alice, Turbo said. I assume that Leonardo and Alice were the son and daughter of Mario and Peach. Hey, Mom, do you mind if me and Leonardo hang out? Turbo asked. I don't mind if Peach doesn't mind, Amy replied. Of course you boys can hang out, Peach said. You boys run along and behave yourselves, Sonic said. Then they walked towards the back of the bus and passed by the other characters, wishing Turbo a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Turbo, Luigi said. Thanks, Luigi, Daisy, Ricardo, and Gilla, Turbo thanked them. Hey, Turbo, how are you doing, man? Tails said. Doing mighty good, Tails, Turbo replied. Happy birthday, Turbo, Cream said. Thank you, Tails and Cream. How's Cheese? Turbo asked Cream. He's doing pretty good, Cream replied. Ciao, Cheese shouted. They all then went past Yoshi, and Yoshi had given Turbo a chocolate bar. Hey, Turbo, how your birthday boy doing? When Knuckles asked. Pretty good, Turbo replied. Yoshi just gave me a chocolate bar, Turbo continued. That's pretty cool. And you, Leonardo, behave, Knuckles said. Oh, we will, Turbo told them and Knuckles. After they got all the way back, then they went to talk to Shadow and Rouge, Omega, and guess what is their daughter. Are you having a pretty good birthday so far? Shadow asked Turbo. Pretty much, Turbo replied. That's good, Rouge said. Shay wanted to give you her old copy of Mario and Sonic Adventures Through the Dead House for your birthday, Omega said. Thanks, Shade, Turbo said in joy. No problem. I thought you would really love the game, Shade said. She passed the game to Turbo, and when they then sat down, I had actually bought my Switch, so you want to play a two-player game? Leonardo asked. Heck yeah, let's play Smash, Turbo replied. After a few hours, the bus had crashed, and then it cut to another scene. Mario, Sonic, and the others had woke up, finding out that the bus driver was dead, and Turbo, Leonardo, and the kids are missing. It then cuts to the main menu revealing the title, Mario and Sonic on Quiet Hill. I press start before it cuts to another cutscene. This time it has the characters looking for the lost kids. Turbo, where could you be? Sonic asked. Leonardo? Alice? Mario asked. Ricardo! Gilla! Luigi yelled out. No sign of Shade either, Rouge said in a very stressed tone. This is pretty strange, Donkey Kong said. I will have to agree with you, DK, Diddy Kong said. It's quiet, too quiet, Dixie Kong added. And this place is like a ghost town, Silver said. I will have to agree, Blaze added. Turbo! Sonic started yelling for his son again, and they all began to search for some more. Dang, the bus is really damaged, and that poor bus driver, Rosalina and Nina said, tugging Luma. I just hope the children are safe, Vector said. Me too, Espio said. I hope the same, Charmy said. They all then searched some more, until they found an abandoned gas station. I heard footsteps, Pauline said. They all ran to where they heard the footsteps were coming from. They found all the kids worried through something snowing in the atmosphere. Turbo, is that you? Amy yelled out. Leonardo? Alice? Mario yelled out as well. Ricardo? Gilla? Daisy yelled. Shade? Rouge yelled. The kids began to walk off until they were disappeared. Where are you guys going? Sonic asked. Hey, wait! Stop! Amy called out. Then they began to run towards left, and then they opened the gate and found some skeletal remains. What the? Toad said. What is this? Toadette asked. Then they ran away from the skeletal remains. That's strange. It's getting darker, Egad added. Then Sonic lights a match. Better than nothing, I guess, Sonic says as he lit the match up. Then they searched some more until they found some more skeletal remains. What is this? Mario asked in fear. What's going on? Luigi asked. Then they found some demonized Koopas and then ran away from them. They ran until they passed out. Then they later woke up in a police station. There was someone walking up to them. She got out of the shadows to reveal herself as Shade the Echna. Are we dreaming? Knuckles asked. How do you guys feel? Shade asked. Like we've been in a crash, but we're alright, I guess, Cream replied to Shade's question. Glad to hear it, Shade said. What brings you guys here? Why don't you tell me what happened? Shade asked. Shade, please wait a second. We're just on a vacation when we crashed, Tails said. And we're on a vacation for my son's birthday and we got here, Sonic said. We don't know what happened, Mario added. We'd like to find out for ourselves, Shadow said. Uh-huh, Shade said. Have you seen 6 children? My son who is a blue hedgehog like me, 2 twins that look like Mario and Peach, 2 twins that look like Luigi and Daisy, as well as a black hedgehog? Sonic asked. Sorry, Shade said. The only people I've seen in this town is you guys, Shade continued. Where are all the other people? Silver asked. I'd tell you if I knew, believe me, Shade said. But from what I can tell, something bizarre is going on, Shade continued. That's all I know, Shade continued again. Sonic said. Nice seeing you and your friends again, Sonic, Shade said. All the phones are dead and all the radios are too, Shade said. I'm going to call in reinforcements, Shade continued. Mario said. They got up and started moving. Hold it, where do you think you're going? Shade asked. Our kids, we got to find them, Sonic replied to Shade's question. No way, Shade yelled out. It's dangerous out there, Shade continued. Well, in that case, we need to find them now. They're probably more worried than worried, Peach said. We can't just leave them out there by themselves, Amy said. Have you guys got a gun? Shade asked. No, Sonic replied. Shade then walked over towards them. Take these guns, and hope you don't have to use it, Shade told them. Now listen to me. Shade continued, before you pull any of the trigger, know who you're shooting, Shade continued again. And don't do it unless you have to, Shade continued once more. And don't go blasting me by mistake, got it? Shade told them. Yeah, thanks, Mario told Shade. You do your best to stay nearby, and I'll be back with help as soon as I can, Shade told the group. Then they went to search for some more. Then they found a notebook with some writings. Sonic began to read out loud. Someday someone may experience these bizarre events. Hopefully they will find my notes useful, Sonic read out. For some reason, it then cuts to a cutscene of Mario, Sonic, and his friends running in slow motion before cutting back them to the police station. Then he heard something weird going on the radio. What's that? Mario asked. Huh? Radio? What's going on with that radio? Sonic asked. Both Mario and Sonic walked towards the radio to check it out, before the window breaks with some demonic Paragoombas. The friends pull out their guns and Shade had just given to them, and shoot the demonic Paragoombas to death. This is not a dream. What's happening to this place? Amy asked. Sonic then takes the radio. Just in case if something happens, Sonic said. He puts the radio in a bag and then tries to leave the police station and go back to the snowy atmosphere. Where could they have gone? Daisy asked. Guess we could check the alley again, Sonic said. Then they searched some more until they entered a gas station. They didn't stay too long and left, and then they went to search some more, killing the demon Koopa Troopas on the way. Then they searched an abandoned police car and found a key. Then they went back through that gate that they found earlier with the skeletal remains. They found a piece of paper. Mario read out loud. To school, Mario read out loud. Isn't that from Shade's sketchbook? Shadow asked Rouge. It must be. Shade brought it here on the sketchbook on the bus. Rouge replied to Shadow's question. They must be at the school, Luigi guessed. Tails then found a steel pipe. I'm gonna take this in case if I have to use this as a weapon, Tails said. Then they start heading down towards the school, but before finding the school, then they unlocked a door with the door to the house and entered. They searched for some more before finding a map on the wall. Something is written on the map hanging on the wall, Tails read out loud. Then they all left the house and went back outside. They searched some more before finding another key, and they entered the same house from earlier and had unlocked another door. It's unlocked, Silver said. They were outside again. What? Sonic said. It's getting dark again? Sonic continued. What's going on? Mario asked in pure confusion. Mario then pulled out a flashlight and turned it on, and then they entered a dark alley, and then they were at the school and entered. There's a map of the school on the ground. We could use this to help find them, Cream said. Good thinking, Cream, Tails complimented her. Then they found something on the desk. More Randall Gordon. This must be the list of the teacher, Peach said, read out loud one of the teacher's names. Then they found some random book on another desk. It has something written in book 12. A place that with songs and sounds. A silver guidepost is then tapped on the lost tongues. Awakening in a disoriented order, Sonic read out loud. There's another book that has something written in it, Tails said. 5. Darkness that brings the choking heat. Flames render the silence, awakening the hungry beast. Open time's door to be beckoned prey, Tails read out loud. I found another, Mario said. 10. Alchemy Laboratory. Gold in an old man's palm, and the future hidden in fist exchange of sage's water, Mario read out loud. What could all this mean? Amy asked. I honestly have no clue, Mario replied to Amy's question. Then they left that room and entered another room where the nurse would be. Then they grabbed some medical supplies and then they leave for the nurse's office and go back outside to another part of the school, killing some demon Koopa Troopas when they tried to open the door, but the door lock was jammed. And since the lock's jammed, this door can't be opened, Sonic said, as he tried another door. It's locked, Amy said. Then they entered another school hallway and searched some more. Then they went to try another door. This lock is also jammed. This door can't be opened, Mario said. Then they found the stairs and went up, before finding an empty classroom. Once they noticed it was empty, they left the classroom. Then they entered a bathroom and heard someone or something crying, but just found a demon Koopa Troopas and killed them. They found another hallway and killed some more demon Koopa Troopas. They then entered the music room. Look, there's something written on this paper, Knuckles noticed. A tale of birds without a voice. Fist flew at a greedy pelican, eager for the reward, white wings failing, and came a silent dove, flying beyond the pelican. And as far as he could, Knuckles read out loud, a raven flies in, flying higher than a dove, just to show that he can. Swan guides it to find a peaceful spot next to another bird. Knuckles continued to read. Finally comes out a crow, coming quickly to a stop, yawning then napping. Who will show the way? Who will be the key? And who will lead to the silver reward? Knuckles finished. Rouge then found a piano. It won't open. Odd, it doesn't look like it was locked though, Rouge said. Then they left the music room and back into a hallway. They heard something weird going on with the lockers. Espio searched one of them. Nothing in this locker, Espio said as he looked. Victor then goes to check one. Then he came to check on an angry cat jumped out. Just a cat, said Charmy in relief. Then they heard some footsteps and someone screaming as if someone had just killed something. Then they left the locker and they ended up going back to the hallway. They entered into another empty classroom. Then, noticing the room was once again empty, they entered the library to see if there was any clues. Seeing as they couldn't find any clues, they went into the chemistry lab and found nothing. Weird on a desk, a statue of an old man's hand, Toad said. The first fist shut tight, as if to never let go, Toadette said. Then they left the chemistry lab to another room. Then they grabbed some more supplies and left, and then went back to the chemistry lab to get that gold medallion statue. Then they answered the medallion to something, and went back to the music room. Then they unlocked the piano. Does that mean anything? Mario asked. I don't know. Let's check the piano, Luigi insisted. They checked the piano, and then a silver medallion fell out of a hole. We got another medallion, Blaze said. Then they left the music room, and then they go outside to insert the medallion. They go back into the building to search some more, and then they enter the boiler room. It appears to be broken, Omega said. There's a switch in this one. Should we flip it? Pauline asked. Go ahead, Rosalina replied to Pauline's question. But then they go to the valve. The valve is tightly shut. Can't move it, Sonic said. He tried to move it. We don't know what it's for, so we better leave it alone, Mario told Sonic. Then they leave the building and head back outside. They entered somewhat as of a ladder that leads down. They ended up somewhere where it's raining outside. Where are we? Mario asked. We have been down there? Sonic joined in, but then they found out they were back at the school, and then they entered some abandoned room. They get some more supplies and leave, and then they go to another room with more skeletal remains in it. Oh look, a shotgun, Tails said as he grabbed the shotgun. Good work, Tails. Now let's get out of this room. When they entered another room, they found some telephones, and one of them started ringing. Sonic picks up one of the telephones. Dad, help us! Where are you? We are being held at... The phone then cuts off before Turbo could finish his sentence. Turbo! Sonic shouted. That was Turbo's voice. I knew it. We gotta find him, Sonic said in a panicking voice. Just where are they? Mario asked himself. Then they found something coming out of the locker room and had to go check it out. They hear something in the locker, so they checked it out. A dead body of a demon Koopa Troopa fell out. A body slumped over, Shadow said. There's a key with it, Rouge said. Let's go, Mario said as they left the locker room. Then they find a random book in the room. Hearing the hunter and armed with a bow and arrow, I will kill the lizard, Silver read out loud. Upon meeting his opponent, he held back, taunting. Who's afraid of the reptile? Silver then joined Silver. And at this point, the furious lizard hissed, I'll swallow you up in a single bite, Rosalina joined. Then the huge creature attacks, jaws wide open. Pauline joins to read. Okay, enough reading. Let's focus, Sonic told him. There is a hole and a key hanging from the hole, so it's just out of reach, Luigi said. Look, a drainage valve. Let's open it, Tails said as he went to open it. It then drains the wrong hole. Maybe we could plug it up somehow, Sonic said of an idea of some sort. I got a rubber ball we could use, Cream said as she pulled out a rubber ball. Cream, you're a genius, Tails complimented her as she puts the rubber ball in the hole. Now, let's try it, Mario said. Then they got the key out of that hole, and then later they found the elevator go up and down, and when they finished using the elevator, they would kill a demon that looked like Bowser, but it wasn't him. After they killed a demon that looked like Bowser, and then cuts to another cutscene with a little girl who gets up and disappears. What was that? Sonic asked. Who the heck was that? Sonic asked again. Where are we? Mario asked. This is a boiler room? Amy thought. What's going on there? Peach asked herself. After that, they all left the school, and it was already the next day. Once they were out of the school, they started to hear church bells. I hear a church bell. Maybe? Who's ringing in the bell? Sonic asked himself. They searched until they entered a house. Nothing really in here, Mario told the others. Then they go back outside in the snow, and they search for some more. They searched until they entered another building, and it seemed like a garage, seeing that there was a car in it, as well as a car engine beside it. A car engine? No problem here, Luigi said as he checked them out. Then they left the garage and searched some more, until they entered the church where the church bells had been ringing. They did find a female hedgehog in there. Were you ringing that bell? Amy asked. I was expecting all of you. I was foretold by Grimacy, the female hedgehog said. Who are you talking about? Peach asked. I knew you would all come, the female hedgehog said. What do you want? You want the kids, right? The female hedgehog asked. The kids? Sonic said. You're talking about Turbo, Leonardo, Alice, Ricardo, Gilla, and Shade? Mario asked. I see everything, the female hedgehog said. You know something? Tell us, Sonic demanded. Stay back, the female hedgehog warned them. Nothing is to be gained from floundering around about a random. The female hedgehog continued. You must follow the path. The female hedgehog continued again. The path of hermit, concealed by flowers. She continued once more. What are you talking about? Shadow asked. There are flowers of a cage of peace, the female hedgehog replied. It could break through the walls of darkness and counteract with the wrath of the underworld. These will help you, the female hedgehog continued. Make a haste to the hospital before it's too late, she continued once more. Wait, don't go yet, Mario shouted. Then she left. They all looked around the church before leaving the church. Then they all looked around and searched for the hospital. Then they try to find the hospital and enter, and then it cuts to another cutscene. They find a character in another room. It was a character I didn't know the name of. He held the gun at the heroes. Hold it, cried out Mario, before the unknown creature shot at the wall. Stop, don't shoot, Sonic also cried out. Wait, I'm not here to fight, Peach said as they made an unknown character stop. My name is Mario, and these are my friends, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Toad, Toadette, Rosalina, Luma, Pauline, and Egad, Mario explained. And I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, and these are my friends, Tails, Amy, Cream Cheese, Knuckles, Shadow, Rouge, Silver, Blaze, Victor, Espio, Charmy, and Omega, Sonic also explained. And we're on vacation, Mario continued to explain. Thank God another human being, the unknown hedgehog said. Do you work here? Sonic asked. I'm Michael the Hedgehog. I work at this hospital, the hedgehog introduced himself. So maybe you could tell us what's going on? Peach asked. I can't really say, Michael replied. I was taking a nap in the staff room, and when I woke up, it was like this, Michael continued. Everyone seems to have disappeared, and it's snowing out. This time of year, Michael continued, once more. Something's really gone seriously wrong. Did you see those monsters? Michael continued again. Have you ever seen such aberrations? Ever heard of such things? Michael continued to ask. Yeah, and you and I both know creatures like that don't exist, Michael said. Have you seen 6 children anywhere? Mario asked. We're looking for our children, Sonic said. And one's a blue hedgehog like me, 2 twins that look like Mario and Peach, 2 twins that look like Luigi and Daisy, and a black and hedgehog, Sonic explained to Michael. They're missing? I'm sorry, Michael replied. But with all those monsters around, I highly doubt they're all... Couldn't finish his sentence. Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm any of you, Michael apologized. Well, I better be going, Michael said. I just can't sit here around all day doing nothing, Michael continued. So long, good luck out there, Silver said before Michael left. The heroes then went on looking for the next room. They found a newspaper on the desk. This article's been clipped out, said Knuckles as he analyzed the newspaper. There's a map to the hospital basement. Let's take it, Cream said. I have the key to the basement, Tails said. And then they found a room with all some sorts of liquid being spilled. The remaining liquid is emptied into a plastic bottle. Now that we have, Omega said, as he took a look. Books were scattered around the desk. Nothing else special here, Rouge said as she had a look. Then they left that room and entered the basement. Then they started walking down the stairs and then started looking in the basement. Then they had a look in the room with the generators. Look at the sign, Blaze said. And in the house, generator powers the elevator. ICUs and operating systems only, Blaze read out loud. I'll turn it on, Victor said as he walked towards the generator. It turns out that the elevator started working again. Then they go first on the door. But then second and third and fourth, they could see the girl from earlier walking away. Then they searched some more. Dang, this place can be pretty crazy, said Charmy. We don't have a map for this place, Espio said in panic. Then they entered a room like a demon-like worm creatures that looked like wigglers from Mario. Then they got out of the room and searched the place some more. Here's a piece of paper. I'm gonna take a look and see what it says, Toad said. Clouds are flowing over hills, sky on a sunny day. Tangerines are bitter. Lucky 4-leaf clover. Violets in the garden, dandelions along a path, unavoidable sleeping time, liquid flowering from a slashed wrist, Toad read out loud. What could all this mean, though? Toadette asked. No clue, Toad replied. Then they take the elevator back to the lower level 2, then level 1. They searched some more until they entered through a locked door, and they found a grate. Looks like a hallway under the grate. Can't move it since the vines have grown around it, Shadow said. Mario tries to burn it. No, the fire goes out right away when I light the vines, Mario said. Let me try some disinfecting alcohol, Tails said. The vines started burning, and then they entered the grate. They all ran down the hallway until they found another abandoned hospital room. What's this? Asked Sonic. Looks like someone's been here, Mario said. Then they walked towards a picture of the little girl from earlier. Mary, Amy read out loud. Mary? Blaze said in pure confusion. Then they all left that room and searched some more. Then they go back to the elevator to ride up to level 3. Searching a little bit, they find another room with a bed and a TV with a VCR. VCR is old but still usable, said Omega. They put a VHS tape in the VCR and started watching the tape. Still can't get any data from these monsters and... Ah! The female voice screamed earlier from the tape. They searched some more until they opened the door, cutting to another cutscene. They had found Sally Acorn, had just got up from under the table she was hiding under, got up and hugged each and every one of the heroes. Finally, somebody else who is also okay, Sally said in relief. Sally, is that you? Sonic asked. Yes, it's me. Who's your new friends here? Sally asked after responding to Sonic. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Toad, Toadette, Rosalina, Luma, Pauline, and Egad, Sonic replied to Sally. Tell me what's happening here. Where is everyone? Sally asked. I must have got knocked out, Sally continued. When I came to, everyone was gone. It was awful, Sally continued once more. So you don't know anything either? Great, Mario said. I just don't get it, Luigi said. It's like this is some kind of bad dream, said Toad. A living nightmare, said Sally. Like, have you seen 6 children around here? Sonic asked Sally. One's a blue hedgehog like me, 2 twins who look like Mario and Peach, 2 twins that look like Luigi and Daisy, and a black hedgehog, Sonic explains to her. A blue hedgehog with 2 twins that look like Mario and Peach, and the 2 twins that look like Luigi and Daisy and a black hedgehog? Sally asked. Yes, Shadow replied. A blue hedgehog, 2 twins who look like Mario and Peach, 2 twins that look like Luigi and Daisy, and a black hedgehog? I can't say I have, as I was unconscious all this time. I'm sorry, Sally replied. That's alright. Do you know anything about the weird stuff in the basement? Luigi asked. No, why? Is there something down there? Sally asked. You don't know? You don't work here? Knuckles asked. We're under strict orders to never enter the basement storeroom, so I really don't know, Sally replied. But you did say you were down there? Sally asked them. Well, it's... Sonic said before him and the others started hearing loud noises and their ears started hurting. Dang, my head, Sonic said, in pain. What's going on? Sally asked. Let me help you, Sally said before they all passed out. Then they wake up in another room. Are we dreaming? Shadow asked. You were too late, said the female hedgehog from earlier. It's you, Amy said. Yes, Delilah the Hedgehog, the female hedgehog introduced herself. Let me tell you everything you know. What's going on? Sonic demanded. Darkness in the town is being devoured by darkness. Strength must overcome pity, desire. Childish sleep talk, said Delilah. I knew this day would come, Delilah continued. What are you talking about? I don't understand a word of this, Peach told Delilah. I believe the evidence is in your eyes, and the other church in this town is that's your destination, Delilah told him, and this is beyond my abilities. Only you can stop it now, Delilah continued. Hey, wait! Mario yelled. Then they left for that hospital and began to head down to the church towards the other. While they were looking for the other church, they entered some sort of building and took a look around. There is a trace on that floor that somebody moved the cabinet. Let's push this cabinet, Mario said as they helped each other reach the cabin. cabinet, and they would soon find a secret passage. What's this? Sonic asked. You guys, Shade said as she appeared. Shade? Amy asked. I am so glad you're all okay, Shade said in relief. I shouldn't have left all of you. Things are worse than I thought. It's nuts, Shade told them. What are you doing here? I thought you left town, Sonic asked. I saw you go in there, so I followed you, and I couldn't get out. All the roads of this town are blocked, Shade replied. Cars have completely stopped running. All the phones and radios are still out too, Shade continued to explain. What about the 6 children? Have you seen them? Luigi asked Shade. I did see a girl, Shade replied. Was it Shade? Shadow asked. I only caught a glimpse of her through the fog, Shade replied to Shadow. I went after her, but she vanished, and I don't know about your daughter, Shadow, but... Shade explained, before being interrupted by Rouge. And you just let her go? Where was it? Rouge asked angrily. Headed towards the lake. No, don't get excited. It wasn't like she ran off exactly, Shade explained. There was no place for her to go, and the road was been obliterated, Shade began to explain to the group. Wait, so then the kids... Sonic started to say... It was like she was walking on thin air, said Shade. What about you guys? Anything? Shade asked the group. Yeah, we met this bizarre woman. Her name is Delilah the Hedgehog. Do you know her? Sonic asked Shade. Delilah the Hedgehog? No, and... Shade said. But then she said something about the town being devoured by darkness, Mario explained to Shade. Gibberish like that, Luigi said. Any idea what it means? Asked Silver. Darkness being devoured by the town, Shade in confusion. Must be the drugs, Shade added. The Force still can't figure it out who's behind it, Shade continued. None of our heads have panned out, and the investigation is stalled, Shade still continued once more. What's this? Shade asked. I just discovered it. Maybe there's something back there, Tails said. Let's have a look, Shade said. Wait, we don't know what's back there. We better check it out first, Vector told Shade. I'm a cop, so I should go, Shade told the group. No, we're going, Espio told Shade. Alright, I'll cover you all from here. Be careful. If anything looks fishy, get back here on the double, Shade told the group. Okay, Shade, Charmy said. Yes, said Shade. Do you know anything about, well, some other world? It's like kind of a bad dream, Charmy asked. What are you talking about? Shade asked. We're not quite sure, Omega replied to Shade. We try to make some sense of it, but then there goes our minds blank, Omega continued. Everything is dark here, and we hear sirens in the distance, said Pauline. We even met an old friend of Sonic's. Sally is just like she's there, but not really, Toad explained to Shade. And it's all a blur, like some kind of hallucinations, you know, Toadette started to explain too. I have no idea what any of you guys are talking about, Shade replied. Oh, we were just wondering. Never mind, Cream told Shade. You guys, Shade started. You're all tired, Shade told them.